Alright, Grumpy, it's been a while since we made a video about you, so I think it's time to make one, alright? Are you ready? Is that a yes? So yes? No? That's a no? Wait, come back. Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to this channel. So after 2 years of keeping my Knobtail Gecko and offering a lot of different stuff, I finally decided to make a complete diet for this species, the one that I have, because obviously not all Knobtail geckos, they don't eat exactly the same thing. This is the smallest species of the Knobtail geckos, so obviously there's some stuff that they cannot eat that the bigger Knobtail geckos they can eat. But still, their diet is basically the same thing. Like I said, they all eat basically the same things, just bigger species, they can eat more stuff. So this still will help you. It doesn't really matter what kind of species of Knobtail gecko you have. This will give you a good idea, to know what to feed them, what you can, and what you should. Now, to be simple, every single species of Knobtail gecko, they are born really small. And this is kind of funny because it doesn't really matter what species of lizard. When they're small, you want to try to always feed small things. The obvious would be, like, for example, mealworms, small crickets, small roaches. It's basically always those three. Now, ironically, I don't know if this is something that happens with every single Knobtail species, but on mine, when I got him, he was only, I believe, a month old. And he did not want to eat anything that was small. I tried mealworms, I tried small crickets, and I tried small roaches. He did not go for any of those. Now still, obviously, he had to eat, so at the end I've decided, I'm gonna feed him something a little bit bigger, see if that piques his interest. And it did. So even though he was tiny, I offer medium crickets. I also offer roaches that were not, nymphs. They were already a little bit bigger, but still took them. And those two were the main two insects that I offer when he was smaller. But I also offer basically a small superworm, and he went for it. Now, I do remember that I offer, these small superworms only, I think was like 2 or 3 times. So, this is not something that I would suggest to offer too often, especially not to small geckos like them. Now, once it reached 1 year of age, it obviously had the size for, much bigger stuff. Like, for example, already large crickets, which was the only thing that I was offering, in sizes of crickets. And, obviously the same thing as, with the other roaches and superworms. Now, one thing that I'm gonna say, that I always say on my complete diet videos, is that variety is key. Do not offer just one thing. Not just because, it's obviously different stuff for them to eat, but it's because it's actually better for them. Different insects have different protein levels, fat levels, and all of that. So obviously trying to offer different stuff is always better. You just have to know which ones to offer more often or not too often. So what falls into the category of a staple diet is usually crickets, roaches, and superworms, in my opinion. Not everyone has this opinion, but this is what I offer to every single one of my lizards, including him, even though it's my smallest lizards. So, like I said, obviously, those 3, crickets, roaches. It's always better to offer different species of roaches. Now, usually the ones that I feed most often are dubia roaches. I also tried red runners and also lobster roaches. So, I do have those two different videos in playlist. I decided not to add them here because I also don't want to make this video way too long, especially not because they are all roaches. But like I said, third option is also superworms. Okay, now even though those are the three main that I offer, there are three more that are also really good for them, which are mealworms. Now even though those are the three main that I offer, there are three more that are also really good for them, which are mealworms, grasshoppers, and also silkworms. Now this, I do not have a video of it because the one time that I was able to find them and offer it to all of my lizards, Grumpy was able to take one of them, but he went to hide to eat it. So there's no point of showing that video. Now another one that is really good for them is phoenix worms or black soldier fly larvae. I just prefer to say phoenix worms. The one time that I got him and offered to him, I'm not exactly sure, but he did not want to eat them. So, but I do know that they are really good for your lizards. So if yours is able to take it, or is interested in taking it, then that's a really good choice too. Now when it comes to treats, the species that I have, being the smallest one, he's not able to take many different stuff. The only two things that I would offer him are hornworms and also waxworms. Now waxworms is something that I just don't get because the rest of the stuff have already enough fat, and waxworms are basically all fat. So that is not something that personally, that's not something that I offer to my lizards, but it's completely fine to offer as treats. Now the reason why I was saying that the species that I have is not able to take other stuff, like for example others are big enough that they are able to take a pinky mouse or even a feeder lizard. That is not something that I would offer to mine because he's just way too small for for any of those. Okay, so that is basically all that I feed to my Knobtail gecko. Now I'm always trying to look for new stuff for them. And actually recently I found a breeder of feeders that they have like 5 to 10 different species of roaches. So I'm gonna be ordering from them so that I can make sure that I offer different stuff. At least something different once a month aside from the staple diet. So that's usually how I do it. And like I said, with a treat, I do it maybe once a month to every other month. So they have a very simple diet. It's no vegetables at all, no stuff like that, nothing else but insects. So this is pretty much it. I think it's a very simple video, but it is one that I had to wait a really long time to make. Because I don't like to simply say, this is what they ate and that's it. That would be enough fun. I prefer to show videos of my lizards eating. So, like I said, I think that's gonna be all. I just want to say thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you guys did, please make sure to give it a like and please subscribe if you haven't. And I will see you next week.